Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Amphibia Season 1 Episode 8B, and it's called Family Shrub. Excuse me. And also I wanted to tell you, for those that are watching this video who are caught up to the or it's about to be caught up to the season 2 finale that's going to be premiering tomorrow, and I'm very excited for that. So hope you guys are excited for that too. But those who are here for episode 8B, I'm going to get into that. Next week, I just wanted to say that next week, but in case something might change, but right now, next week, Tuesday to Friday, is going to be episodes 9 and 10 of Amphibia. So I'm going to get the first half of Amphibia of season 1 done. So that's going to be pretty cool. But again, something might change. But hopefully I'll get episodes 9 and 10 done next week, by the end of this month. So that's gonna be pretty cool. So yeah, let's get with done with Family Shrub. Okay, so let's see. We are in the family room with Hop Hop, Anne, Polly, and Sprig, and Hop Hop is like putting together his family shrub. And Anne is like, Hop Hop, back home we call this family tree. Yeah, a family tree. And Hop Hop's like, that's why everyone in your world is crazy. Now, where was I? All right, my great aunt Gertrude. She can tilt the soil better than anyone else I know. And Polly and Spray's like, oh, like this is so lame. Like, aren't there any cool ancestors that were scientists or warriors? Where are the dreamers? And she's like, cool ones, kids. The point of the family shrub is to have appreciation for your past. The planter family has layers. You just need to know where to look. And and Anne's like, layers, huh? Okay, then what's so great about her? Oh, Pollyanna. Oh, like, brace yourselves, because she wasn't just a she wasn't just any farmer. What? She was a turnip farmer. Ugh. And this sits on the couch. Well, you're not gonna find any of my ancestors on there. So, and she's playing like a version of Tetris, but it's called Stackers Slackers, Stackers, or something like that. Whatever, like something like that. And Hop Hop, being sweet, he's like, you don't have to be blood to be a planter, Anne. And she's like, well, you do have to be a very fast stacker to get to level 47. And then she loses, like, curse you, sudden death round. Why are you so hard? And Hop Hop's like, Anne, this has nothing to do with anything, but I'm pretty sure that game will rot your brain. And then, oh, looks like I'm out of glue. And Sprig's like, oh, does this mean we can stop? And Polly's like, can we do something fun now? And Hop Hop's like, no fun till the shrub's done. Now I'm gonna go to the hardware store and get to the what was it called? The Grub and Go. I'm gonna go to the Grub and Go and get some glue. And then he leaves, and Polly's like, you're lucky you're an outsider, and our ancestors were so lame. And Sprig's like, yeah, none of them did anything weird or cool. And then he goes to the, what's it called, like the American Gothic or something, the Gothel, and it's like the frog version. The frog version. It's like, look at this painting. This is even making me feel depressed. And he touches it, and it opens the secret passageway in the fireplace. It's giving me Gravity Falls vibes. If you don't know what Gravity Falls is, check out that show. It's really cool. But and then Polly's like, Sprig, what'd you do? He broke the house. And then Anne's like, oh, that looks dangerous. We got to go down there. And Sprig's like, there could be treasure. And Polly's like, there could be a dead body. Let's do it. and then Anne gets the lantern, and they go down, and then the fireplace like closes, and then Spring's like, oh, let's out, we're trapped. And Polly's like, let's just go find another exit, you babies. And then they're just, walking down like the corridor, basically, kind of. And then they go to this science lab. And Sprig's like, oh my gosh, like they're finding these specimens in jars. And he's like, oh, what's this? And it's kind of like a torture device or something like that. Kind of like what people would use to stretch their bodies, like to get them to talk for information. So I guess this planter had this for some reason. And then it's funny. There's like a sign that says science, and there's a little word that says more science, and he sprays like, wow. And then Pod's like, why do you think this place was like locked off? And Sprig's like, obviously to keep people out, steal this stuff. Who wouldn't want to steal this stuff? And like taps his jar. It's kind of like the mandragora or something, like a turnip kind. And she's like, ugh, I don't want to steal this stuff. And he's like, oh, did this belong to great uncle Skip Planter? He was a farmer and a brilliant scientist, and looks like he was doing some Frankenstein science, crossbreeding a pumpkin and a brain. And it's like, oh wow, we are sure learning a lot, and I'd like to learn more. Like, hey, what does this do? And he opens like the Rancor pit, which is like a Star Wars reference. And then this pumpkin abomination comes out, and then and it's like, oh, maybe it's harmless, and it's like roaring at them, and these pumpkin guts are like flying into their mouths, which is disgusting. And then we get to the Grub and Go, which is like the B plot, where Hop is at the Grub and Go, trying to like, which glue should I buy? And then it's like, oh, maybe like this one. And then and what's his name? Loggle. So I guess he has like a part-time job at the Grub and Go, I guess, because he works at his own store. So I guess he has like a part-time job. And basically he well, I guess he kind of does need another job, because remember what happened in Cane Crazy, where his shop got destroyed because of the kids. So it kind of makes sense why he needs another job. So okay. And he's like, oh, Hop, and he kind of freaks him out, and he's like, oh, what are you doing here today? Oh, I'm just finding some glue for my shrub, for my family shrub. It's like, oh, Hop, all you need is this. And he's like, oh, dang it, Loggle, you're right. In the end, it's about love. What? No, I'll tell you what this is. Kind of like, it's in his shirt, like kind of like, oh, did this glue fix anything? Can it even fix your house? It's like, oh, intriguing, but yet another choice. Looks like I got my work cut out for me. And they get back to the A plot where Anne, Sprig, and Polly are hiding behind the table, and this pumpkin, this abomination thing's just thrashing around, or like basically crashing into things. And then Anne's like, what do we do? And Polly's like, this abomination must be destroyed. And Sprig's like, whoa, let's not do that. Let me try talking to it. And then Anne's like, Sprig, what are you gonna do? And then he's like, oh, okay, there. And he kind of like rubbing against it. It's a little like, oh, Mama Sprig's here, you big beautiful boy. Like, oh, you disgusting horrible beast. And Anne's like, what is happening? And then he has this, he has this face. Now forgive me. And then just kicks him. He just kicks him back into the Rancor pit, the cage. And then Polly's like, man, that was ice cold. And Sprig's like, love is the cruelest weapon. And it's like, agreed. Now let's get out of here. And then where they're standing, I guess is kind of too heavy. It's kind of like a false floor, and it falls into this armory. And then Polly's like, oh, here's a lantern. The lantern fell. And it's like, oh my gosh, look at all these weapons. And he's like, oh, did this belong to Pollyanna? It's like, yeah, she wasn't just a turned-up farmer. She was a turned-up warrior. And it's like, oh, here's Pollyanna's diary. And I guess there was these like wars that happened, like the Bog War of 1880 something, 1882, and then the war of this and the war of that, and then um but basically what happened is like, and Polly's like, yeah, she was the most fierce, like ruthless planter ever, like me. It's like, and Spring's like wow, you're learning more things. Like, hey, what does this do? And then like these robotic frogs, like with these like axes and stuff, are like basically trying to kill them. Well, not really. They're just like they're like a trap. And these saws and everything, and these big giant axes swinging, and this spike balls trying to hit them, and it's like, would you please stop pulling on levers? And Spring's like, levers are meant to be pulled, Anne. And they're dodging like arrows and stuff like that. And it's like, what is this? And apparently this is Pollyanna's training simulator. And it's like, okay, how do we stop it? Oh, the off switch is on the other side. Okay, we had to time this. And Polly's just flailing around her Morning Star, and she has this funny look, this devilish look on her face. And Sprig and are like, has his face kind of like, what has happened? And then Polly just flips the switch. And then Polly's like, you guys want to go again? And Sprig's like, no. And then back to the B plot where Hop Pop's like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy all of the glues, all the glue that he can hold. And Lago just pops out of nowhere from the counter where he works, and he's like, good choice. And then the glue just fell on him. It's like, the glue, I need some water. And the log goes, no, Hop Pop, that's just more glue. And it's too late. He already put his face in there. He got more glue. He's running into the cabinets and stuff. And then he's a glue monster. It's like, Lago, help me. And Lago's like, no. Back to the A plot. Polly, Sprig, and Anne go to the final chamber, and then Polly's like, oh, can you believe it? Another hidden chamber. And they found all these games that kind of like a version of Sorry. And basically what happened next? They found these books. And it's like, oh, this belonged to Emma the Newt, honorary planter, and like she traveled all around the world, collected all these cool items, and sold with the planters. And kind of like the version of Hop Pop, kind of like the grandfather of her group was named Wilbur. So like, oh, okay. And he said like, oh, she wasn't even a frog. And then they're like, oh wow. And it's like, I guess even someone like me, someone like not a frog can be a planter. And it's where he's like, oh wow, Anne, I guess you solved the puzzle of your own heart. And it's like, wow, thanks, buddy. And Spring's like, no, thank you, buddy. And Polly's like, oh yeah, well, how about let's solve the puzzle again? The heck out of here. And he's like, oh yeah, I it's right here. And Polly's like, oh. And it's like, huh, what is this? What's this door? And Spring's like, oh, it's locked. And Polly's like, maybe we smash a way out. And like swings her Morning Star. It doesn't budge. And Spring's like, oh, we're gonna die down here. And it's like, oh, it's a puzzle wall. And it's basically like physical Tetris. And he's like, there, it's done. And now the roof with spikes is collapsing on them. And Polly's like, Anne, what did you do? And he's like, oh, it's a sudden death run, and it's actually falling down, and they kind of like Tetris. And it's very it plays the in the background. The soundtrack is the non-copyrighted version of Tetris, like do 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 do. Do 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 do, something like that. And basically, she's doing and Sprig's like, oh, and no pressure, but we're gonna die. And she's like, oh, okay, and there, and then the door opens, and like, and while the roof is crushing her, she's like, oh, take that, Hop Hop, like, whose brain is rotten now, sucker. And then Polly and Sprig just push her, and then another reference where Sprig's hat is about to be crushed by the fallen wall, and he describes it by instance, and that's like an Indiana Jones reference. And so yeah, 3 references: Gravity Falls, Star Wars, and Indiana Jones. And basically he's like wow, I was wrong about your family history, guys. What Anne's talking about, like your family was cool, and like you guys weren't boring. And then and Spring's like, no, nope, they were twisted. And Paul's like, yeah, they were really cool. And they like, come on, let's get out of here. And Spring's like, I think I know how. And then and Paul's like, no, like, don't pull the lever. And you see Hop Hop coming in. Like, he has his glue on an eye, so I guess he got himself like cleaned up, basically, mostly. And then you see Polly and Sprig coming out of the grandfather clock, and Hop Hop's like, where have you guys been? It's like, oh, like, Hop Hop, we found those family layers that you were talking about. What, found them? Kids, I wasn't being literal. Oh, Hop Hop, like we were proud to be planters. There's a pumpkin abomination with a face. Like, I loved it, and then I betrayed it. And then Hop Hop's like, the secret rooms with planter family heirlooms? Why, this is great. And once again, I was right. And like yeah, our family is the most like feared, loyal, like fearsome, like warrior planters ever. And Hop was like, I want to check out these rooms too. And it's like, whoa, Hop Hop, like they're full of traps and stuff, like. And like, I don't think you can handle it. That's what Polly's like saying. I don't think you can handle it. And Hop Hop's like, oh, you don't know what I can or can't handle. And remember, he knows stuff about the box. So what does he know? And he's like, oh, like Loggle, up for another adventure. And he's behind his back. And it's right at the end of the episode. I had no complaints. It's at the very end where he's like, Loggle is glued behind him, which is funny, but he has these antlers. So why weren't the antlers showing? Unless he had his hand like he was like ducking, like beneath like Hop Hop's head, but his head was like glued, and then we see the antlers like above his head, Hop Hop's head. So I like kind of caught that. Want to be animator, you kind of had to watch out for those things. So I guess it would have been kind of like a giveaway of he's behind his back, but so 95, and then he's like, oh, Lago, up for another adventure? He's like, of course I'm not. And then why he's saying not, Lago's so glued to his back. Why didn't Hop Hop just go back and get him unglued, and Lago would have went home? No, he just forced him to go there against his will. I kind of felt weird about that. So 90, yeah, 9 out of 10. But it's like, oh, Hop Hop, don't go. It's like, I guess we should help it. Okay, then they go down there to help him out. So yep, great episode. 9 out of 10. Just the last 2 scenes. The last scene is the only thing I had complaints. Everything else was just great. So 90%, 9 out of 10. Just like part A of episode 8 was a 9 out of 10. So the overall episode, 9 out of 10. Yeah, it was a great episode. For episode 8. Hopefully next week is gonna be episode 9 and then episode 10. So right now, next Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday, is going to be Lily Pad Thai, and there actually it's gonna be a clip for that, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Yep. Everyone, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to wait. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a quick comment down below, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday for Lily Pad Thai. Alright, bye.